Taylor happens next, and move to 147. I think there's good 135s who are already looking forward to moving up to 140. But I'm not interested in fighting those guys. Uh, just because I have bigger challenges in mind for myself. I think a guy like Crawford will give me will bring the best out of me instead of finding a guy like Teofimo or Devin Haney. I don't think those guys are right now. If I was to fight them next, I don't think they'll last 12 rounds.
Undefeated unified champion Jose Ramirez said his last fight at 140 will be against Josh Taylor in a unification match. Then he plans to move up to challenge Terrence Crawford. Ramirez said he doesn't plan to stick around and wait for Lopez and Devin Haney to move up to 140 to challenge him. Ramirez feels they're too young and they're not ready, and it wouldn't be a challenge for him. He feels he would stop them inside 12 rounds. Mr. Haney did not respond well to it. He did not like what Ramirez had to say. So he pulls out a sparring story, as all these young fighters do. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, Teofimo, they all got their little sparring stories, how they bested somebody in sparring. That's how the Errol Spence hype train started. Rumors about him beating Mayweather up in sparring. Rumor is Devin Haney stopped Ramirez in sparring. Haney says Ramirez gets hit too much, and he would stop him in a real fight. When do we start counting sparring as a real fight? I compare sparring as a scrimmage in football or a scrimmage in basketball. Either you're preparing for a game or a fight, or you're working on weaknesses, or you're working on a game plan. You never see the Cowboys scrimmage against the Raiders and after the scrimmage say, oh, why don't you ask about those Raiders what we did to them in scrimmage? It doesn't happen. And I know boxing is more of an individual sport, but sparring means nothing. I like Devin Haney and I like his skills, but Ramirez is a pressure fighter, and we haven't seen Haney possess the punching power to keep a guy like that off of him. Now, Teofimo can crack at 135. He moves up to 140. We're going to see how effective his punching power is. Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor are big junior welterweights. They could easily go to 147. They probably can go 154. Jose Ramirez said Haney and Lopez are good fighters, but at 21 and 22 respectively, at this point in his career, he feels that those two are not a challenge to him. Terrence Crawford is more of a challenge. And he feels Bud Crawford, who's a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter, some have him number 1, will bring the best out of him. Lopez and Haney are good young fighters, but they're not pound-for-pound yet. One thing for sure, I know boxing fans are happy. Quarantine season's almost over. Everybody's been doing a lot of talking, but as my pops told me, actions speak louder than words. The bottom line is this: Jose Ramirez got to take care of business at 140 at first. He has Victor Postal, and then he has a unification match against Josh Taylor, which is a 50-50 fight, and Josh Taylor can beat Ramirez. As far as Devin Haney goes, he needs to get back in the ring, knock the rust off, and as Shannon Sharp said, stop the bull jiving. I will say this for Devin Haney: having Mayweather in your corner is definitely a plus. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beasy. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.